There's always a risk that you're going to lose IP if you aren't carefully managing the process, making sure there's a human involved. If there's an invention that occurs and it's solely an AI contribution, you aren't going to be able to patent it. So you really need to make sure that you manage the process and ensure that there's going to be a human involved somewhere in the process.
Risk profile for a pharmaceutical startup, there are two quite unique aspects. One is most of the pharmaceutical startups are pre-revenue stage, so people value a startup based on how valuable the IP portfolio is. The second is most of them position themselves as a future acquisition target of a bigger pharmaceutical company. So usually in those type of acquisition, the most important thing is the IP.
So the challenges of startup companies and positioning themselves as targets for Big Pharma, if you're using AI in your process, Big Pharma is going to want to ensure that you own that IP.
There might be issue in terms of the acquisition because if Big Pharma is not acquiring a valuable IP portfolio, a lot of time that might impact the deal.
Then you have to be careful about how you're using AI. Are you using a third-party AI tool, and the third party may have developed the model, and so there's a risk that maybe the human who developed the model of that third-party AI tool could actually potentially own the output of the AI, which could be the drug that you're developing. And when it comes to a large pharma company using AI, what you really need to think about is a number of your employees are going to be interested in using different AI tools, so it's going to be important to make sure you're assessing those tools, make sure you understand what those tools are going to do, how they're being trained, privacy, security aspects around those tools that are being used. And it's going to be important that they run what they're doing by compliance counsel, by legal counsel, just to make sure that legal counsel understands, can evaluate, can put you in the best possible position from a privacy standpoint, a security standpoint, and then keep an eye on the IP, making sure that the IP that comes out of that use of that tool is going to be owned by the pharma company.
So having a good practice and great hygiene on managing IP goes a very long way, both in investment round and also in your acquisition.